What is the meaning of spirituality? Why should someone meditate? Why is spiritual journey necessary? The way a human body needs to take bath for them to feel fresh, an experience in the seat of silence does the same thing to you. Why and how? Last evening, we had an extraordinary session. It was with teachers. And I'll speak a little about that session in a little while. But there I narrated a story of a farmer with 3 donkeys and how there is an invisible rope which is tied to the donkey and the donkey does not realize it. Similarly, as we live our life, we get tied down by many such invisible ropes. Let's say, for example, I have a partnership and that partnership does not work. I start thinking, partnerships is not right for me. I can only do proprietorship business. Let's say I trusted a friend and gave them money and the money did not come on time. I start saying, I don't want to give money to anybody because then it causes a hurt in relationship and sometimes the money also does not come back. I forgive people and they take me for granted. Now I have an invisible rope which says, if you forgive people, you will always be taken for granted. And I conclude salsa is not for me. Why all these things? There must be a few friends who, a classic example, please excuse me for saying it, pays the subscription of the gym and does not go to the gym. And they conclude, yaar ye gym bim apne bas ka baat nahi. You attempt diet a few times and you feel diet stands for diet trying. You will die trying but you won't succeed. It's called diet. So you conclude ये diet वाइट मेरे से नहीं होने वाला. You decide to sleep early and wake up early. You got inspired by Kaustubh Radkar's session, which is a part of Freedom a Lifestyle project that we have right now. And Kaustubh said, I go off to sleep by 9:30, 10 and I wake up at 4:30. Your first issue was 10:30 को sleep ही नहीं आए. Second, 4:30 को आँख ही नहीं खुले. Some of us think we need one crane to put one hook over here and open our eyes at 4:30. Or you need one matchstick and keep it open like this. And you decide this early night and early mornings is not for me. I know there must be a few life schoolers over here right now who wake up early in the morning only once a week. Sunday mornings for life lessons. Otherwise their conviction is, nahi hoga mere se. Some of us went for a run and it was a little uncomfortable in our ankles and we decided running is not for me. You attempted a new business did not work well. We decided, let me stay and do what I know. Let me not try something new. All these become invisible ropes which ties us down, which keeps us in the same place, does not allow us to progress. When you sit in the seat of silence, your attempt is to experience who are you, what is your essence. And the essence that you want to experience is who you actually are without those invisible ropes. When you sit regularly in the seat of silence, you start experiencing glimpses, moments, when you understand who you are. That Ali is what gives you and me life. Because just through my breath, I could experience him. And that ecstasy means there is no space for pain. There is no space for sorrow. There is no space for sadness. I can actually live like a Kalandar. Happiness can be my habit. And an invisible rope that I have to suffer, I have to be serious, I have to keep hurt with me, I have to punish myself or I have to punish others. These ropes, which slows us down, makes us small, makes us wrong, makes us bad, makes us go through trauma. We realize they are invisible ropes. They are actually no ropes. Sitting in the seat of silence or experiencing the divine in any path, in any form, should actually manifest in our life as the breaking of these invisible ropes. If I have bhakti in my heart, every now and then I step out beyond those invisible ropes and I discover I am much more than what these ropes want me to believe. So spirituality is not about a God. Spirituality is not about Ram, it is not about Ali, it is not about Jesus. Spirituality is about you. Spirituality is not about you experiencing its greatness. Spirituality is about you understanding your own potentials and possibilities. That is why a spiritually evolved person is happy. That's why a spiritually evolved person does not see boundaries to themselves. They become boundless the way a spirit is. Keeping that in mind, keeping the three donkeys story of last evening in mind, today we played for you Damadam Mast Kalandar by the same lady whom I have been playing for the last 2 weeks, Marina Ahmed Khan. So I wish all of us find a few minutes every day to sit in the seat of silence and have this very simple prayer. I want to break my invisible ropes. And then shift your focus to breathing. And as you shift your focus to breathing, remind yourself, Damadam Mast Kalandar. I want to experience that silence. By the way, the most focused and the intense breath is a yawn. Did you know that? the deep breath that you took. Jokes apart, chalo shuru kare. It will be a good idea if you ever want to break your invisible ropes. Just remind yourself, damadam mast kalanda. In fact, it will be a good idea if you see somebody talking, dreaming through their ropes, just to tell them, damadam mast kalanda. If the same reminder is 3 donkeys, it's a little personal. यार मेरे को donkey बोल दिया. But if you look at somebody and say damadam mast kalanda, they'll also feel nice. So let me bow my head and tell all of you, damadam mast kalanda. Last evening was a very beautiful evening. We wanted to celebrate 2 things. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born exactly 125 years ago. And that guy is a great guy. He was the only person who could rebel against Mahatma Gandhi, stand against Mahatma Gandhi's nominee and still win the Indian National Congress elections. He was also convinced that through non-violence, we will not be able to lead to victory. We will require armed struggle. And he said, for my country, if I have to shake hands with my enemy, I'm okay with it. In those days, he had love marriage. He married this lady, Emily, who was actually a translator. When Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose would tell about the letters had to be typed, and then she would type those letters out to various leaders of different countries. But somewhere as he spoke, they understood many other things about each other also. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose is the person who gave us the Nara of Jai Hind. So Jai Hind is India's permanent contribution by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. There are rumors that he never died and he stayed as Gumnam Baba and kept watching India and ensured that wherever possible, armed resistance gets a lot of support. And of course, all of you know that clarion call, "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga." So yesterday was Netaji's 125th birth anniversary. And if you are born in Calcutta or if you have grown up in Calcutta, by default, some of these people become your heroes. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Mother Teresa, Rabindranath Tagore. By default, they become your heroes. 4 days ago was also when we celebrated 20 years of Keep Moving movement. What started on 20th of Jan 2001 has become 20 years old. Next year onwards, we should aim for very big collaborations. And you know why? Because next year we become marriageable age. You'll become 21, na? अरे इंडिया में 21 से कम में शादी किया तो बाल विवाह होता है और मैं तो बाल विवाह ऐसे भी नहीं कर सकता. We wanted to celebrate 20 years of KMM in a very nice way. How to do that? So Joe came up with this idea about let's have an online session with teachers. And it's been a little while since we had that. You know what? We had a target of 10,000 registrations. Till 3 days ago, it was 6,000. 2 days ago, it was 6,700. And God knows what the team of KMM did. Last night, just before the session began, Joe came to me and said, we have just crossed 10,003 registrations. And it's a huge achievement. Brilliant. And today morning, just before I sat for meditation, I checked and I think we have crossed 2,900 views of the video that is there on Facebook. And now, of course, an edited video will be put on YouTube. So it's been fascinating. It was a very beautiful session. Anil was saying it was the best he has ever heard me speak. And I'm so glad it went off like that. Of course, we had some very cute moments in the session. One great teacher after a while asked this question, who is this speaker? And we realized nobody has actually introduced me. 20 years ago, Tahir Bhai had introduced me for the first time. Yesterday, Tahir Bhai was in office when this session was on. But nobody introduced me. But as that poor fellow asked, who is the speaker? So many people with a lot of anger, sarcasm, humor started writing, his name is Narendra Goidani and stuff like that. And of course, as my habit is, I keep telling darling. And some teachers very sweetly reminded and remarked that it feels so good to be called darlings. You have made us feel very special by calling us darling teachers. So it was a very good session, very, very good session. Discussed some very beautiful things with teachers. And in that context, I also spoke about 4 different kinds of kindness. And I want to discuss that with you in today's life lesson. It will not take too much time. And after that, we will discuss about 21 very beautiful, what should I call it? Small intentions. You know, there are some big intentions. And then there are some small intentions. I will share with you 21 small intentions which you must carry with you to make 2021 a great year. You will love some of the points in those 21 intentions. But before that, 4 different kinds of kindness. What are the 4 different kinds of kindness? Yesterday when we were sharing this with Tahira said, oh my God, kindness is also of 4 kinds. एक तरह का kindness नहीं होता है. नहीं, kindness is actually 4 different kinds. 4 kinds of kindness. What is kindness number 1? Kindness number 1 is the kindness of respect. Why should you respect people? Because the same divine has created you and me. For some reason, we have got the cosmic lottery and born with a lot of privileges. And for some reason, some people are going through a lot of struggle. If you have tasted even a percentage of divinity ever, you will definitely have kindness of respect in your heart. If I judge people based on their color, creed, caste, community, size, shape, size of the car, size of the house, the amount of money that they have, All this has got nothing to do with spirituality because these things are not important. A rich human being not necessarily is a good person, and a poor human being not necessarily is a bad person. So if I have a tendency to respect only the rich and the powerful, then I am bound to suffer in my life. If I can respect people for who they are and the effort that they put, then I am a kind human being. For example, do you get phone calls by these telecallers who are selling some credit card to you? Do they tell you that credit card has been offered to you free? You have a pre-approved limit of 1 lakh or something. Why don't you take this free for lifetime credit card? How many of you have got those phone calls? Some of you. And some of you don't have good credit scores. Credit card company का phone ही नहीं आ रहा तुमको. I will recommend your name. Now, what I am saying about that is, let's assume that Anil is sitting in his office and he's doing some very important negotiations. And somebody rings, it's a new number. He is tempted to ignore it, but then he says, यार आज के कोविड के टाइम में पता नहीं किसका फोन है, कुछ माल वाल बिक जाए तो ठीक हो जाएगा. He picks up the phone and immediately one person in a very broken English says, Sir, you have been nominated for one credit card, pre-approved, no charges whatsoever. Can I send the credit card to you, sir? Now, Anil has a few options. Option number one, he can think only about himself. अरे यार मैं काम कर रहा हूं, क्या फालतू का क्रेडिट कार्ड वगैरह दे रहा है. क्रेडिट में तो दुनिया की वाट लग गई. तुम लोग क्रेडिट कार्ड बेचना बंद करो, बहुत गलत काम है ये. He gives that poor fellow one speech. Alternatively, he can tell, आप लोग बहुत मेहनत का काम करते हो. 100 लोगों से बात करते हो ना, शायद 5 लोग ही आपसे ठीक से बात करते होंगे. लेकिन कभी हिम्मत मत हारना, लगे रहो. भगवान करे आपको कुछ कस्टमर आज मिले ताकि आपको इंसेंटिव्स मिले. मुझे क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं चाहिए, मेरे पास पहले ही 2 क्रेडिट कार्ड है, लेकिन आज दुआ करता हूं कि आपको कुछ कस्टमर्स जरूर मिले. And he keeps the phone down. This entire communication will not take him more than 1.5 to 2 minutes. But he might give somebody the strength to live the next few months feeling damadam mast kalandar. This is kindness of respect. सामने वाला मेहनत कर रहा है यार, अपना घर चलाने की कोशिश कर रहा है यार, चोरी चकारी नहीं कर रहा है. ठीक है, आपके पर्सनल स्पेस में घुस गया वो, लेकिन किसी को अगर 2 मिनट का वक्त दे दो और उससे उसको थोड़ा मेहनत मिल जाए तो क्या तकलीफ. This is kindness of respect, where we don't disrespect people because we had the opportunity. We respect people because we had the opportunity. Saying thank you, saying sorry is all a part of kindness of respect. Saying please, saying you first is all a kindness of respect. So first kind of kindness where we genuinely respect the other person. Respect them for they are going through what battle you have no idea. And you don't judge that person based on any criteria. You only see the good in them. I remember sharing this with you twice before, but let me share it with you again. In an interview, Prashun Joshi was asked, How can you speak so respectfully to everybody, including the clap boys, the chai wala boy who comes over here? सबके संग इतने तहजीब से कैसे बात करते हो? Prashan Joshi smiled and said, न जाने किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाए. If you are a follower of Hinduism, if you know about Vishnu has taken 10 avatars, it seems. 10 अवतार बोलते हैं उसको. And do you know all the 10 are different? Which includes him being born as a midget, as that chotu natu person. Who knows what is his 11th avatar? न जाने किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाए. नारायण का जो 11वां अवतार होगा पता नहीं किस रूप में होगा. तो भाई कहीं किसी की डिसरेस्पेक्ट करते हुए नारायण का डिसरेस्पेक्ट नहीं हो जाए. तो इसके लिए हर किसी से बड़े प्यार मोहब्बत और इज्जत से बात करते हैं. So kindness of respect. Second kindness is the kindness of love. What do I mean by kindness of love? In love, we want to create people. Love does not give us the permission to hurt anyone. When I love someone, their welfare, their joy, their happiness is the most important thing for me. So kindness of love includes acts by which I can make someone smile. It includes acts where in case I have hurt them, even if it is not my mistake, I would still say I am sorry. That is kindness of love. Where my joy is to help somebody enhance their joy. Where I look forward to doing something special and make somebody feel very special. So, maybe somebody was searching for a book and you find that book and you send it across to them saying, I know you were searching for this book. Here is this book for you. I remember I wanted this book called Can't Hurt Me. And I spoke about David Goggins in a KMM session. And in the next 2 weeks, I had 2 copies of those books at office. A gentleman who is the MD of a company called Sayadri Industries was listening to that session and he happened to be in US. He immediately bought a hardbound cover of book. And after a week when he landed in India, he sent that book across saying, you wanted this book? I was in US, so I just bought this book and sent it over to you. Gifts are an extraordinary way to express kindness of love. Gestures are an extraordinary way to express kindness of love. Respect happens when we meet people, when we come across people, when we have a conversation with people. But when they are not there and you can think about someone and do something, that's kindness of love. You know, just like that, sending a message sometimes saying, was thinking about you, love you so much. That's kindness of love. Calling someone and say, haven't heard your voice for a little while, so just called you. I remember once I called Vikas like that. Darling, ऐसे ही तेरी याद आ रही थी. He smiled. बोलो ना नरेन, क्या काम है? I said, अरे सच्ची में बस तेरी याद आई इसके लिए फोन किया, काफी दिन से तेरी आवाज नहीं सुनी थी. नहीं नरेन, सच्ची बोलो ना, क्या काम? ऐतड़ी बेचारे का आज मूड ठीक नहीं है, लगता है आज पोहा में नमक ज्यादा पड़ गया होगा, या फिर इसने 2 लोगों को फोन किया होगा, सुबह से किसी ने उसका फोन ही नहीं उठाया होगा. और विकास मस्ट हैव बीन इन दैट लूप कि यार लोगों को मतलब नहीं होता है ना, तब तक कोई फोन नहीं करता है, कोई काम नहीं करता है, और उसी समय नरेन का फोन है. So he's still in that loop. बोलो ना क्या काम है? He is that having that invisible rope. I attempted to convince him, कोई काम नहीं है, ऐसे ही फोन किया. He would have shaken his head like this कि हाँ मैं समझ रहा हूं, बता नहीं रहे हो, चलो आज नहीं तो कल मालूम पड़ेगा फ्रेंड्स. कुछ तो है, बोलो. अरे कुछ नहीं है. नहीं नहीं बोलो, कुछ नहीं है. मालूम पड़ेगा मेरे को, अभी रुको. अरे नहीं भाई, विकास ऐसे ही मोहब्बत में फोन किया, दैट्स ऑल. देखो अभी भी विकास का सिर के हेड बोलता है, नहीं कुछ तो था, आज नहीं तो कल आए. ट्रस्ट. हाँ, दैट इज काइंडनेस ऑफ लव. ऐसे करने का. Once in a way you should do that to people. And please don't do this by creating a broadcast list of 150 people and saying, love you. Personalize. थोड़ा नाम लिख के, अच्छे से अदब से, डार्लिंग, मोहब्बत, थोड़े हार्ट के आइकॉन डाल के, हगी का आइकॉन डाल के, अच्छा by the way, whenever you send a message to someone, an emoji is compulsory. Don't send a message without emojis. After William Shakespeare's death, messages without emojis have become obsolete. आज के जमाने में through a mobile phone, you can send emojis. If possible, send GIFs also. Like if you want, I'll share a beautiful GIF with you, which is about I am waiting. Okay, if anybody wants that GIF, extraordinary GIF. You will look at that and you will laugh. When somebody is making you wait, if you want a GIF, I have a brilliant one for you. Brilliant one for you. So किसी को चाहिए तो एक request भेजो मेरे को message में. And I will only reply if that message has an emoji. और कितना respectful नाम है ना. We are not calling it emo. Emoji. It must be an Indian who would have named this. So first is kindness of respect. The second is kindness of love. Then third, there is kindness of divinity. And I explained to you what is kindness of divinity. What is kindness of divinity? Kindness of divinity is not giving up on people who mean a lot to you. Kindness of divinity is what I spoke about Gyanchand yesterday. Kindness of divinity is when somebody does not believe in themselves, you still believe in them. Rabindranath Tagore had written this. As long as children are born, it's a proof God has not lost its hope on humanity. As long as children are born, it's proof God has not lost its hope on humanity. So which means imagine God who sees all the fights happening, who sees all nonsense happening, who sees how we are attempting to play dramas of control and blame. What must he be feeling looking at all of us? When we are not behaving the way we are supposed to behave, and yet he loves us and sends us another day filled with a series of opportunities and says, from today, start living a great life. Which means whatever happens, when you don't lose your faith in somebody else, even when they are doing the worst things possible and going through the worst times of their life, that heart, which sees the good in people even when they are wrong, or sees greatness in people when they are failing, is the kindness of divinity. And finally, the fourth kind of kindness is called the kindness of community. I actually wanted to take all these four kinds of kindness with the teachers yesterday. Didn't have too much time, so couldn't build it up properly and deliver. But maybe another session of teachers where we talk only about kindness. What is this kindness of community? The kindness of community can be practiced by us all the time. And it is completely against today's culture of cutthroat competition. Have you heard that terminology? Cutthroat competition. Well, think about that word, na? Cutthroat competition. एक दूसरे का गला काट रहा है. That kind of a competition. What is kindness of community? When I do not exploit people just because they are weak. When I'm not looking at maximizing my personal gains at the cost of another person. That is called the kindness of community. Community means we are in this together. No community means this is your problem, you solve it, मेरे को क्या करने का? I repeat, the kindness of community is not seeking to maximize personal gains at the cost of somebody else who is in a difficult situation. Last life lesson, I spoke about Mohan Agarwal and standard fireworks. Just to bring it back in context, Mohan Agarwal's family was in the firecrackers business. And they were the number one firecracker traders in Pune. When others used to take one stall, Mohan's family used to take 4 stalls. They were undisputed kings. And one year in Pune, the entire firecracker place, where all of them will come to sell their firecrackers, it caught fire. The firecrackers were burnt into ashes. A merchant who could survive that fire immediately called the owner of the biggest fireworks factory in our country called Standard Fireworks. If any one of you has busted crackers, one of the known companies is Standard Fireworks. Immediately called that fellow and said, the Agarwals have gone bankrupt. All their 4 stalls are completely gutted with fire. तुम्हारा पैसा नहीं आएगा, तुम्हारा पैसा डूब गया. In a few hours, the owner of Standard Fireworks calls Mohan Agarwal's eldest brother and says, 3 ट्रक भर के माल भेजा है, आराम से बेचो और बेचने के बाद पैसा दो. And standard fireworks would actually, in their business term, ask for advance payment every time. There was so much demand for its fireworks. So, person who normally sells in advance knows that one of its customers is about to go bankrupt, sends 3 trucks of materials and says, "Abhi payment mat karo, maal bech ke paisa do." Which means the Agarwals in Pune are not seen as the fire creators in Shivakasi just as customers. It is seen as a community. This is called community. If Standard Fireworks was giving 30% discount earlier, they could have आराम से said, सिर्फ 10% डिस्काउंट दे पाऊंगा और पैसा भी अभी चाहिए मेरे को. And Agarwal had no other option but to buy. Because they had to run their business, they had to run their family, they had to start earning somewhere. It would have been so easy to exploit. But kindness of community says, I'm not selfish. इतने साल से धंधा कर रहे हैं यार. एक बार अगर कुछ हो गया और इस समय अगर हम तुम्हारे काम नहीं आएंगे तो फिर क्या मतलब है? मतलब सब कुछ पैसा नहीं होता है ना. चला गया देखा जाएगा. हमारे यहां आग लग जाती तो क्या हो जाता था? तुम्हारे यहां आग लग गई. आज हमारी किस्मत अच्छी है कि आग नहीं लगी है, तुम्हारी किस्मत ठीक नहीं है. अभी अगर सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे तो कब सपोर्ट करेंगे? Imagine a friend of yours is in a financial trouble. By yourself, if you can take a little money and give it to them, without snowing anything. Now that would be kindness of community. Six years ago, when I had some financial loss in a business transaction, 4 life schoolers came forward and offered me a good quantity of money. One gave 85 lakhs. 3 of them gave 25 lakhs each. And no interest. Saying, you are in a tough time. We have been in tough times before. और ये पैसा ऐसे ही पड़ा है बैंक में. कोई काम के नहीं मेरे. And all 4 of them helped me out with more than 1.5 crores for a period of close to 1 year. And said, ये रखो. 2 of them even said, I will never call you to ask this money back. Because I asked them कि कब चाहिए वापस. They said, ये मेरा सरप्लस है. जब आपके पास हो तो दे देना, नहीं हो तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. पैसा आता जाता रहता है. I am a beneficiary of kindness of community. The way some of you stretch yourself for keep moving movement. The way some come and sit at life school office for days to work for keep moving movement. The way some of you make your homes completely available for AC meetings and then for mock sessions is kindness of community. The way some of them are running the fitness as a lifestyle project right now. Kindness of community. So TJ Naik is fit. He is taking care of his runs, of his exercise. But he believes that the entire fraternity should benefit. And therefore spends hours every day and is present for every session. So even if you are going to Sinhagad and only 4 people are coming, he is still going. He may have a different exercise schedule, but इसे तो पूरा जिंदगी करेगा. अभी हमारा क्या है, फ्रेटर्निटी का चालू है और 42 डेज की तो बात है, कर लेंगे. This is kindness of community. I remember once we had a project in Keep Moving Movement where we were distributing about 200 computers to various schools. And through our contact in MasterCard, they had offered these 200 computers to us, saying ये लेके जाओ और अगर किसी स्कूल में बांट सकते हैं तो बांट दो. अभी 200 कंप्यूटर लाके रखने का किधर? विजय राठी जिंदाबाद. विजय सेड अरे मेरे ऑफिस में बहुत जगह आ जाओ, पूरा 1 फ्लोर खाली पड़ा है. And we went there. All these computers had to be opened, some parts had to be changed because not all the computers were working properly. Every computer needed fresh uploading of software. And for a few days, Vijay Rathi's wholesale medical pharma distributorship work went into the background, and people must have assumed he has changed his business and moved into computer hardware. क्योंकि जो भी आ रहा है अंदर जा रहा है, 1-2 लैपटॉप कंप्यूटर लेके जा रहा है. Community. Kindness of community. Kindness of community ensures you are not thinking about your short-term personal gain. You are thinking about how may I help, how may I assist, how may I support somebody who needs it right now. Then nowadays, of course, we have Ola and Uber. But earlier, when marriages used to be there, some relatives will send their car and driver and say, "Rakh lo ye 3-4 दिन के लिए." And somebody might say, "नहीं जरूरत नहीं है." रख लो भाई, जरूरत नहीं है, बढ़े रहने दो ड्राइवर को और गाड़ी. शादी के घर में रहेगा ना, कोई ना कोई काम आए. Power of community. And I really believe that we should involve people in these works. भाई जब भी अनिल के यहाँ करण की शादी होगी, और ये हमको सबको लगने का है उधर. अनिल काम देना पड़ेगा सबको. जो तेरा ये काम है, रीटा तेरा ये काम है, विकास भाव तेरा ये काम है. फिर एक फीलिंग आती है कि अपना बड़ा परिवार है. नहीं तुम बोलते नहीं आप आ जाओ और आप आनंद उठा लो, बस आप आके ना मेरे को फीडबैक दो खाना कैसा है. अरे यार उसमें अपनापन किधर आया है? कम्युनिटी की तो फील ही नहीं हुई. नहीं वो हम लोगों ने इवेंट वालों को दे दिया. अरे हमारे घर का इवेंट है, बाहर वाला कौन करेगा? क्यों? वो हेल्प करेंगे लेकिन हम इन्वॉल्व रहेंगे ना यार. अच्छा अनिल, जब मेन्यू बना रहे हो ना तो पुरुषोत्तम को बुलाना जरूर. हाँ पुरुषोत्तम, you may not recognize him because you would have lost 30-40 kgs by then. But the most beautiful thing for us is the power of community. And it was so visible during COVID times. Some businessmen refused to cut salaries of their employees, saying हमारा प्रॉफिट 0 हो जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं, 5-25 लाख रुपए नुकसान भी हो गया तो कोई बात नहीं है, इतने साल से कमा रहे हैं, 1 साल नुकसान हो गया, अगले साल से वापस कमा लेंगे. लेकिन जो हमारे यहाँ काम करते हैं उनको अगर 50,000 की जगह हमने 30,000 दिया, उनका घर नहीं चलेगा। तो हमारा नुकसान होगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मेरा अकेले का नुकसान होगा ना, लेकिन 50 लोगों का घर चलेगा ना। दैट इज पावर ऑफ कम्युनिटी. Then so many hundreds and thousands of people helped people by giving food grains and essential items to migrant laborers. Power of community. Community can only exist through kindness. A community cannot exist because of selfishness. A community only exists because of kindness. Some of us in the current world do not use the power of community because we have become too formal. But you will find people with whom you are connected, there is an air of informality in that relationship. So 4 kinds of kindness. Kindness of respect, kindness of love, kindness of divinity, and kindness of community. The beauty about kindness is it always multiplies. It always multiplies. So if I am kind to you, it won't stop with you, it won't end with you. It will multiply. If someone is kind to me, in turn I will be kind to somebody else and it will multiply. So a MasterCard was kind enough to give 200 computers. Lions Club then became kind enough to distribute and monitor those computers. Vijay was kind enough to give his space, and a few dynamic youngsters led by this guy called Pratik were kind enough to refurbish the computers and load the required softwares. It all started with one company being kind and saying, I have 200 computers, can you distribute it among those who are needy? We can sell these computers also, 200 computers, each might give us 5,000 rupees or something. We will earn about 10 lakh rupees. But अगर किसी का काम आ जाए ना, तो 10 लाख की जगह 50 लाख का भलाई हो जाएगा दुनिया में. Because if somebody has to go and buy, they have to buy these computers at 30,000 to 50,000. So look at how kindness multiplies. Yesterday when we did this program for teachers, 10,000 teachers registered. The program got over at 5:30 and Joe was telling me at 7 o'clock registrations are still continuing. Then we realized we have to revoke the link and say, sorry, registrations are closed because the program is over. But then we thought all those who are registering late, we will send them the recorded version of the program. Now, yesterday I was speaking about calculations and I said, for the sake of calculation, let's say 10,000 teachers benefit out of this program. Each teacher teaches at least 300 children. Now calculate. 10,000 into 300 is equal to about 30 lakh children. About 100 volunteers, which includes the ACs, the school coordinators, and of course the team at Life School Office led by Joe, Tahira, all of them were working tirelessly for about a month to make this happen. Phone calls were being said, messages were being spread. It was a community project, kindness of community. But in 1 month's effort, we can impact mathematically 30 lakh lives. Even if my work has to suffer for 1 month, chalega na. Now, this is kindness of community, where I am not looking at short-term personal gains, but I am looking at the possibility of an impact on a larger scale. Any movement is kindness of community. So kindness always multiplies. It always makes impossible possible. Kindness can make impossible possible. For me, at that stage, it was impossible to raise 1.5 crores in 24 hours. But 4 kind people came together and that money was made available. The impossible becomes possible because of kindness. Some of you would have seen that movie, Airlift, Akshay Kumar. People who were stuck in the Middle East couldn't go back home. It was impossible for them to come back to India. And the kindness of one person made it possible. So kindness has the power to make the impossible also possible. Fundamentally, what is the base of kindness? When is it possible for us to be kind? When the belief is, if I can be kind, if I can serve people, I have the chance to make things better. When my thinking is, I have a chance to make things better, kindness can sprout. I can make things better, or rather I have the chance, I have the opportunity to make things better. In fact, when you act out of kindness, chances are you will also have tears of gratitude. Among the millions of people, why did he choose me as a tool for good to happen? So Rita is a kind-hearted lady. She has the mindset to serve. Whether it's through Keep Moving movement, whether it's through Budrani Hospital, whether it's through the schools and colleges, whether it's the Sadhu Vaswani mission. She has many opportunities to serve. And as she serves, if she sees up and says, there are millions of people. India itself has a billion people. Of all, why did I get the opportunity to serve others and feel good about myself? So as you serve, as you live out of kindness, if it is beautiful, you will not feel ego of helping someone. You will feel gratitude for he chose you as the tool. So kindness is true and honest. When every act of kindness makes you humble, fills you with gratitude. Kindness is an act of me gathering some brownie points or some name or some fame or some attention or some appreciation. क्या मैंने इतना किया उन्होंने कुछ appreciate ही नहीं किया. Then kindness is a little about ego. I have some need, and to fulfill my need, I am doing something. True kindness is somebody has a need and I see it as an opportunity to fill it. False kindness is I have a need, so let me say something or do something and fulfill my needs. May kindness always bring the best out of you. May you grab every moment, every opportunity to be kind. May together all of us make this world a beautiful place sheerly through our kindness. As I see the screen in front of me and as I see the videos which are on, I can see almost everybody present over here is a very kind human being. So when Prashant runs his charity, R-Cube store, it's an act of kindness. When Misha goes out of her way and creates a beautiful group of 50 plus people who are rigorously a part of Keep Moving movement with a tremendous sense of ownership, it is kindness personified. When Shafi sitting in US makes a call to her teachers, to the principal of her school in Ludhiana, and says you must be a part of KMM and then you must be a part of this session, Teachers the Silent Revolutionaries, act of kindness. Be kind and be one of its kind. And life will be beautiful. Let me pause here for a minute. Allow you to have your own thoughts about kindness. Then I'll ask you if you have any questions on kindness. If none, then I'll speak with you about the 21 small intentions which can make 2021 very beautiful and smart. Think about kindness in yourself. How many times have you benefited because of somebody's kindness? And I'm not speaking about his kindness. वो तो रोज है. Ankit is asking, what if someone misuses the kindness of others? Yeah, it always gets done this way. In winter nights, you go and you share blankets with poor people on the road. And you wish to protect them from the harsh cold. Next morning, they might sell that blanket for 50 rupees for a dose of drug or for a small peg of liquor. Yeah, it's always possible that somebody exploits kindness. But then the question to ask is, would you still want to be kind? Because out of 10 blankets that you said, maybe 8 of them sold it, but 2 of them were saved and they did not die in the cold. And there is no way to find out who are those 2. So Ankit, think about it this way, na? Is he kind with you? With all the potentials that we have been given, have we been living life to our potential? All the opportunities that we have, are we grabbing those opportunities? Does he continue to be kind? And we are his children. Should we continue to be kind? I leave it for you to make a personal choice. But I would prefer to err on the side of kindness and stay with a conscience which says you did your part. Wherever possible, be smart. If there is a way I can identify who are those 2 people whose lives can be saved and who are those 8 who will sell it, if there's a way to find it out, I'll definitely. But if there is no way I know of, I would go ahead and distribute those 10 blankets. I see a couple of hands. Yes, Shefu?
Yeah, I want to ask from a child's perspective, like how to explain them if they question that why should I be kind? Or like, is it like because it's the right thing to do, or because I as a person benefit from kindness of others around me, so it's like a pay it forward. So that's why I should be kind. Like how? So in the schools here for the last 2 years, there has been big campaign in the schools which is be kind on this concept, and they have like posters everywhere. Kind is the new cool, and like especially against bullying, they've made this thing like big thing on kindness. So I'm just thinking from their perspective, like why should I be kind?
Yeah. So if the child is up to, let's say, 8 years old, forgive me to use this word, but I don't know a better word to use in this context. We are wired to be selfish. I don't have the concept of long term. I don't have the concept of put one seed inside the ground and 10,000 will come. वो सब मेरे को नहीं समझता. I know my physical needs. I know my emotional needs right now. मेरे को अभी भूख लगी है. I don't understand if I fast, my body will be good. So to that child, if you have to explain about kindness, you have to tell them that we are the beneficiaries of kindness and therefore we should pass on kindness also. 2, if we are in difficult situations, we would prefer to have kind people around us. So let us be kind. 3, an altruistic thing. You define yourself based on who you are and what you do. It's the way your hard work defines you, the way you help people at home defines you. Similarly, if your kindness defines you, you will always have love in your life. So from all perspectives, explain to them, but remember that you will have to have this conversation for years. Plus, they have to see the parents acting out of kindness every now and then. What they learn through examples is much deeper than what they learn through explanations or through reading. So any quality you want in your child, besides kindness also, be a role model. Then have those conversations. Beta, this is what happened. This is what mama did. Do you think I did the right thing? And explain your thinking and say, this is why I did it. If they have a difference of opinion, fair enough, beta. I'm not able to see the way you see things. I'm still stuck on the way I am seeing things, but I still think that is the right thing to do. Conversations and role modeling. Understanding their children, they won't be able to see too long term. So you have to explain things from the present context. Joe, I saw your hand going up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that sometimes I might go out of my way to help somebody to fulfill my emotional need of being needed. And think about it as kindness. So there may be a very thin line between the two. So how should I approach things where I don't fall in the trap? And kindness is kindness, and I realize that when I'm doing it for my emotional needs, I don't unnecessarily glorify myself.
That's a very beautiful thought, Pitu. So, answer is in two parts. You have a need to be needed and you go out of your way to help someone. It's very beautiful because it is benefiting someone. Right? In your need to be needed, you're not spoiling things. You're not being possessive. You're not suffocating someone. Someone is still getting benefited out of you. And if somebody is benefiting out of you, this world is anyway becoming a better place to live in, at least temporarily. Let's say those people are mean and selfish. They will take all the help that you offer to them. Tomorrow when you need them, they may not stand next to you. Now that should be okay for you. I have a need, I am going and fulfilling it, they are growing out of it and I am feeling very good. Perfect. Raat gayi, baat gayi, end of the matter. Tomorrow you need them, they don't appear. You might become sad, but let it not stop you from continuing doing good. You should be able to laugh at your own sadness. कि देख दिल थोड़ा छोटा हो रहा है क्योंकि आज मेरे को कोई हेल्प नहीं कर रहा है. But it's okay. Jesus was crucified and nobody was there to help, right? Ali and Hussein died in the battle of Karbala and they couldn't be helped. The gurus were killed and the children were walled. Hota hai kabhi kabhi. Remember we spoke about just fallacy? Some of you do not know that we spoke about this thing called the just word fallacy in great details in this year's sacred space. So just realize as I looked at Joe, we spoke about it in sacred space, not so much in the life lesson. What is just word fallacy? Just word fallacy is, you think if you do good, good will happen to you. I'm saying it's not necessary. You do good to the world, you enjoy it, hence do good to the world. Good may not happen to you. And you should be like that princess in yesterday's story or that girl in that yesterday's story. I'm not going to wait for anybody to help me. I'm going to train the dragon and I'm going to fly out of the window. Those of you who were not there for yesterday's session, you missed something very sweet. But anyway, the videos are there. Whenever you get an opportunity, do look at the videos. It's easy to be kind when you are internally strong. It's painful to be kind if we are internally weak. तो बेटू नेकी कर दरिया में डाल, तो भगवान करे दरिया बहता रहे. नहीं तो दरिया में डालेगी उधर ही दिखेगा. So be kind, enjoy being kind, enjoy the benefit it gives to people, even if it is for the short term. But ensure you take good care of yourself and do not become weak in the process. If you find yourself becoming weak in being kind, then I would say, Baba, stop the kindness, first make yourself strong. If the roots of the tree is weak, the tree will fall tomorrow. So first make yourself strong. Tree is strong, it knows every year I'll produce enough fruits, therefore it can give fruits. ये लेके जा, तू भी लेके जा, ये लेके जा, और लेके जा. So be like that tree, which gives fruits in that confidence that I will have enough fruits for myself whenever I need it. Okay. What if people are exploiting my kindness has come again as a question. Wherever it is getting exploited, stop it. If you think people are being unreasonable, somebody is doing some drama, stop it. But continue to be kind and find places where your kindness can blossom. If I am kind at Gurmel and let's say Gurmel is exploiting my kindness, let me find Ashish with whom I can be kind. Let me find Ritesh with whom I can be kind. Let me find Satish my nature of kindness should not stop. Continue to be kind. I like that. Kindness is cool. Beautiful. Okay, we have 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, let me give you 21 small intentions. Okay? Rapid fire. If you are ready to take notes, let's see whether the speed at which you take notes is faster than the speed at which I can give you the 21. Ritesh, test for you today. Ritesh is our official record keeper. वो स्वर्ग में कैसे, क्या नाम था उसका, कौन सा था जो रिकॉर्ड रखता है? भगवान के यहाँ कौन है यार, क्या नाम उसका? सब
चित्रगुप्त।
चित्रगुप्त। अच्छा, दत्त नहीं, गुप्त। उससे कोई चित्रगुप्त तो रहता नहीं, उसका नाम चित्रगुप्त क्यों है? Funny, whoever gave me that name, I have to do some research. Neha is the only person who listens to my pages also very seriously. She's thinking इसमें भी नरेन का कुछ तो भी deep meaning होगा. अरे नेहा, कभी कभी सिर्फ ऐवे ही बोलता है, मैं ऐवे ही. Okay, here is the 21 small intentions. What is the reason for this? I think we sometimes focus on the big things a little too much, and in the process forget about focusing on the small things. And small things can add up so much beautiful value to our life. The 21 things that I am telling you, most of them can be done every day. Some of them can be done on a weekly basis. So here are the 21 points. Every morning, spend at least 5 minutes in decluttering the place where you work. You know the drawers that you have, कुछ भी सामान होता है उसको अंदर डाल देते हैं ना पर. Clean the space where you work every day for at least 5 minutes. Declutter your space, in other words. 2, every morning write out the priority of the day in the list of priority. मतलब आज ये 3 चीज तो मेरा को करना ही है, आज ये 2 चीज तो कंप्लीट होना ही है. So what is the priority of the day? If you have to note somewhere at the end of the year what did you do on a day-to-day basis, you should have a space. On January 24th, these 2 were my priority. On January 25th, ये 3 चीज किया. On January 26th, देखो ये 2 चीज किया. Seeing a movie in Netflix does not count. Binge watching of a serial does not count. Sleeping for 10 hours counts. Most of us undersleep. So one of those, if you say that I'm going to sleep today for 10 hours, this is provided you don't sleep every day for 12 hours. If you are those undersleepers, then one of the priority of the day can be sleeping. One can be, I want to read this book. I want to read 50 pages of this book. It can be, I am going to call those 5 people as an act of kindness and tell them how much I am missing them. Or tell them why exactly I was thinking about them. So every day you should have minimum 2, maximum 4 things lined up, which is like कुछ भी हो जाए ये तो करना ही है. And you should do this before you begin your day. So this is not in the night before going to sleep analyzing कि आज क्या किया. It is in the morning writing down आज मेरे को ये 2 करना है, आज मेरे को ये 3 करना है, आज मेरे को ये 4 करना है. Every day. Magic will happen in your life if you couldn't do this. Yes, that can include work plus work, but work not routine work. For example, if I am cooking in the house and that is one of my work, cutting and chopping cannot be one of the important work of the day. वो routine है, वो तो रोज में होना है. कुछ खास. If I have to remember today, what should I remember today with? Next week, if I have to remember today, what will I remember today with? Shefu, the whole idea is at the end of the year, when we look back to the year, we should know what we did in that year. And I'm not speaking about the big thing that I ran 1 marathon. I should be able to see every day I did something nice and cute and developmental and beautiful. Every day, on a day-to-day basis, I should have celebrations. तो 100% वर्क में हो सकता है, 100% फैमिली में हो सकता है, 100% पर्सनल हो सकता है. Today I decided to water my plants, which I don't do. And I think it's like I have adopted some babies, I've kept them in the house and I'm not feeding them. That's what buying plants and not giving them water is all about, right? You have babies in the house and you're not feeding them. So what did you want to do for that day? It can be listening to Marina Ahmed Khan and say, वापस उसकी आवाज में एक बार दमादम मस्त कलंदर सुनते हैं. इतना अच्छा प्यारा बिल्टअप आता है. और उसके बाद में वो आता है, बहुत मजा आता है. Right, Betu, you're right. I really believe that we don't drink enough water. %90 of our blood is water. 70% of our body is water. 70% planet Earth is water. And if you don't have enough water, you are dehydrated. You will not be able to function properly. Ritesh is smiling and saying, मैं रोज सबको ये बात बोलता है, आप भी वही बात बोलते हो. कोई समझ ले तो ठीक है. अच्छा, excess water गया ना तो फूलेगा नहीं. All you do is you will walk a little more and go to the washroom a little more. That's it. Next, take a break. Don't work non-stop. Take a break. Some of us work as if भूत आ गया अपने अंदर. Take a break. Every 45 minutes, every 1 hour, walk around for 5 minutes. Go and talk to somebody. किसी को परेशान कर, लेकिन थोड़ा हिल. Get up from that chair of yours. Move out of that space of yours. Go to your neighbor's house, ring the doorbell and run back to your house fast. कुछ कर. Have some energy in your life. And be a little naughty in those 5 minutes. Go to your neighbor and just ask, मेरा कोई कोरियर आया है क्या? दिन में 2 बार जाके पूछ ले उसको बस. I'm telling you, they'll stand in the balcony and watch कोई कोरियर वाला आ रहा है क्या? थोड़ा मजाक किया कर यार लाइफ. Some of you are too serious here. So take a break. Especially if you are working with the computer or laptop whole day, na, this break is compulsory. Next, check on a neighbor. Who knows who is lonely somewhere? Wherever you stay, you must have some neighbors around. Yes, hello, hi, सब ठीक है, कुछ चाहिए. उनको चाय पिला दे, उनके यहाँ चाय पी ले. But check with the neighbor. Kindness of community. Then every day, laugh loud at least once. Some of you are born and God made one defect. He sent you with your laughter on mute button. Have you seen some people when they laugh, they become mute? This is how they laugh. When they laugh, they can't make sound. Do you laugh like that? Mute laughter. So अच्छे से रोज एक बार जोर से हंसने. Now here is an important point. Eat relaxed breakfast. Don't gobble your breakfast. Don't hurry your breakfast. Take another 5 minutes and eat a relaxed breakfast. When we are working, lunch may not be relaxed. In the night, there are a lot of things in the mind, so dinner may not be relaxed. I prefer a relaxed breakfast. When you begin the morning, you are fresh, and if you have a good breakfast, it's a beautiful way to start work. And for heaven's sake, don't sacrifice your breakfast. Don't become Elton John when it comes to breakfast. Elton John has that song, na? Sacrifice. Don't listen to Elton John when it comes to breakfast. Here is something else very interesting. Have a social detox. What do I mean by it? Have an hour a day or a half an hour a day where you are not going to look at your phone. Read a book, read a magazine, read a newspaper. Phone ko dur rakho. Very simple, very easy. These are all daily things which can be done. Next, check in with a colleague. You have somebody who's working with you, ऐसे उसका हालचाल पूछ ले यार. Hi, how are things? All okay with you? घर में सब कैसे हैं? बच्चे कैसे हैं? मम्मी पापा कैसे हैं? If they have a pet, ask them about the pet also. If they have a pet, ask them about the pet also. किसी को वेट लॉस करना है लेकिन स्टार्ट नहीं कर रहा, उसको जाके बोलते हो दुबला लग रहा है यार. They might say नहीं वजन बढ़ गया, अरे मसल बढ़ गया होगा, तेरा फैट कम हो गया. You are on the right track. Next week मेरे को बता कितना और कम हुआ. But go and check with a colleague. We become too dry and matter of fact with colleagues. काम हुआ? कोई प्रॉब्लम? ये क्यों नहीं हुआ अभी तक? Make these corrections and come. बहुत ऐसा है ना, warmth ही नहीं रहता. So check in with a colleague and give them some warmth. Another thing, if any one of you is an addict to news, every now and then if you Google or you go through some news apps, restrict your news intake every day. If you sit in front of the TV watching news, restrict your news intake. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, कितना भी है, restrict it. Let it not be endless. Now this is exciting. Every month, eat one new item. Can you eat every month something you have not eaten before? वन न्यू आइटम, मतलब कोई रेस्टोरेंट में जाके या कहीं कोई तुम्हें दुकान में कुछ एक नया चीज खाना है यार. Some of us have not gone beyond idli, vada, sambar, thalpit and usal. Our whole life rotates only around this. कुछ नया खाना. ढोकला खा. ढोकला में कितना वैरायटी होता है? मूंग दाल का ढोकला खा. My darling wife Bharti makes about 10 different kinds of dhoklas. I need to have protein every meal. So therefore she's found a way to make dhoklas with every kind of dal. So have something new. You know, nimbu pani hai na? In nimbu pani put something and make it new. कभी नींबू पानी में इलायची डाला? इलायची नहीं डाला ना? आज एक्सपेरिमेंट कर. Okay, keep a diary. Every day in the diary, write something. For 1 minute, 2 minutes, but write something in the diary. It's almost like you're talking to life. क्या लिखने का? See, Jessica has given such a brilliant idea. Add kesar to नींबू पानी. मेरा सर उधर तक गया ही नहीं ना. केसर तक गया ही नहीं. तो अपना दिमाग तो सिर्फ इलायची तक घूमता है. जेसिका, थैंक यू सो मच. आज ही कोशिश करेगा मैं. So keep a diary. Point number 16. Every morning and evening, walk for at least 10 minutes. खास कर ये वर्क फ्रॉम होम है ना, यू मेक इट वॉक फ्रॉम होम. सो एवरी मॉर्निंग एंड इवनिंग वॉक फॉर 10 minutes. एवरी डे कैन यू मेक वन फोन कॉल टू समबडी विथ whom you have no expectations. मतलब बिना काम के फोन कॉल, वन फोन कॉल, जस्ट लाइक दैट, लव यू, हेलो, हाय बोलने के लिए. नेक्स्ट, create a routine of checking emails, which means don't check email as it pops up. Let's say 9 a.m., 12 in the noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m. उस समय check करने. So schedule this email, WhatsApp time, and your productivity will go through the roof. Learn something new, which means read or practice a new art, but learn something new. I take care of your Sundays. Every Sunday you will definitely learn something new. But other days of the week, learn something new. Sing at least 4 lines of a song a day. Any song of your choice. कम से कम 4 लाइन गाने का. And it will change your mood. Last 2 points. Check in with yourself every now and then. Every day ask yourself, how are you? While you're calling your friend, while you're checking in with your neighbors, check in with yourself also. क्या हाल है? खुद को पूछ लेने का. और अगर जवाब आया बहुत दुखी हूं, डू काउंसलिंग टू योरसेल्फ. पूछ, अच्छा क्या हो गया? So listen to one part of you, cribbing, complaining, and then console yourself and give solution to yourself also. So every day talk with yourself. अपना हाल पूछ लो रोज. In very small, just ask yourself, how are you? Every day ask yourself one question at least once, how are you? And finally, celebrate your small wins. Don't wait to celebrate the big win. Celebrate the small wins. कुछ भी अच्छा हुआ ना दिन में, उसका आनंद उठाने. One good phone call with a customer ना, बोलने का याहू. Prashant makes a drawing and the drawing gets approved. Project बड़ा है, drawing approve हो गया ना, मस्ती करो. Throw one samosa party. If budget is there, buy a packet of gems and give everybody one gems. See, the idea is to celebrate. If you celebrate these small wins, the system does not understand the difference between big win and a small win. It only understands celebrations. So as you celebrate frequently, you will feel your life is good. And then count your blessings, courage, kindness, everything becomes a part of you. Some of us say, नहीं ये तो बहुत बड़ा चीज नहीं है, तो बहुत रेगुलर है. अरे उसको भी सेलिब्रेट करने का. So have these 21 small intentions for the year 21 for us to live a great life. So today we spoke about 4 different kinds of kindness. And we spoke about 21 small intentions which can give a new meaning, strength, and purpose to our life. Thank you so much for coming every Sunday. Your presence makes all the difference to me. Knowing fully well that you are going to be there on Sunday makes me think about what should I take this Sunday, which is fresh, deep, new, meaningful, and fun. So I'll see all of you next Sunday for yet another beautiful life lesson. Acha, by the way, I need your help. And I'll just take one more minute. Next Sunday evening, 4 to 5:30, we are organizing an extraordinary parenting. I will share with you the link of the parenting summit. 1.5 hours, and I promise the life of the parents will not be the same again. The way we had a target of 10,000 for teachers, we also have a similar target of impacting 10,000 lives, 10,000 parents to this program. I want to end the year of January of 2021 with a big bang. So I'm making this personal appeal to all of you. Spread the message of the summit in as many platforms, in as many groups, in as many ways as possible. Thank you for coming. Love you all.